And welcome to the news. First, let us take a look at the headlines. Union Budget 2025 focuses on employment, tax relief and social welfare. Congress leader slams VPP for double standards and misleading campaign claims. UDP criticizes VPP's push for Article 371 in Meghalaya. Meghalaya makes progress in fight against drug abuse, says Minister Paul Lyngdoh. And Meghalaya Chief Secretary inaugurates STEM Lab and Soil Carbon Detection Unit. The news in detail. In the Union Budget 2025, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman outlined measures to promote employment, particularly through tourism, youth engagement and support for farmers and women. Key proposals include developing 50 tourist destinations, enhancing mudra loans for homestays, expanding broadband to rural schools and increasing funding for nutrition schemes. The government also plans to establish 50,000 Atal tinkering labs, promote Indian language books and set up 200 daycare cancer centers in district hospitals by 2026. Additionally, the new tax regime will exempt individuals earning up to 12 lakh rupees annually from income tax, providing significant relief to the middle class.
Tourism for employment-led growth. Top 50 tourist destination sites in the country will be developed in partnership with states through a challenge mode. Land for building key infrastructure will have to be provided by the states. Hotels in these destinations will be included in the infrastructure harmonized list. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0. Saksham Anganwadi and Poshan 2.0 program provides nutritional support to more than 8 crore children, 1 crore pregnant women and lactating mothers all over the country, and about 20 lakh adolescent girls in aspirational districts and the Northeast region. I am now happy to announce that there will be no income tax payable up to income of 12 lakh rupees.
Congress leader Ronnie V. Lyngdoh criticized the Voice of the People party for its double standards, pointing out the inconsistency in the party's stance on Article 371 while contesting elections in the KHADC and JHADC. Lyngdoh also took aim at VPP's William candidate Iban Duplin Lyngdoh Nonglat, accusing her of misleading voters about her educational background. Lyngdoh urged voters to not be swayed by the VPP's propaganda, reminding them that it was Congress who had empowered the 6th schedule of the Constitution to protect the rights of indigenous people.
Theology. She's only 12 pass from Laban Presbyterian High Secondary School. Menta pimut ban penduk no ya ke rukom sensyar ke babu longsua mansua. Ladam don 371 haban panchayat. Dimdon dorbar himam don dorbar rai don dorbar senong syu PJ benriuk.
UDP leader and Cabinet Minister Paul Lyngdoh slammed the VPP's proposal to implement Article 371 in Meghalaya, stating that the two provisions, Article 371 and the 6th schedule, are separate and incompatible. He explained that wherever Article 371 is applied, autonomous district councils, ADCs, do not exist and vice versa. Lyngdoh emphasized that Meghalaya's current governance under the 6th schedule already ensures protections for indigenous people, including exemptions from the Citizenship Amendment Act. He further highlighted that the UDP prioritizes concrete action over rhetoric, focusing on tangible results rather than inciting crowds with big speeches.
I think certain political parties are so confused because they are fighting elections to the ADC and talking of Article 371, which itself is an entirely different agenda that has nothing to do with the 6th schedule. If you read 371 and the 6th schedule, you will definitely arrive at the conclusion that they are two separate provisions of the Constitution, and therefore applying 371 to the 6 scheduled areas will lead to so much of confusion.
Social Welfare Minister Paul Lyngdoh announced significant progress in Meghalaya's battle against drug abuse, including the creation of a specialized police unit with advanced technology. He emphasized the importance of community involvement, noting support from local bodies like Maulai, Town Dorbar and Upper Mauprem, which have proposed forming village defense parties to aid drug prevention. Despite challenges as a transit state for drug trafficking, particularly from Myanmar, Lyngdoh expressed optimism. The dream mission, with a Rs 50 crore budget, remains committed to effectively combating drug abuse.
It is for the first time since the creation of Meghalaya that we now have a dedicated police team headed by an SP with an office building of its own, with equipment and technology that we have seen the public incineration of seized drugs, where the Honorable Chief Minister of the state was also present.
Meghalaya Chief Secretary D.P. Walang inaugurated the STEM Education Lab and the Vasundhara Soil Organic Carbon Detection Laboratory in Shillong, emphasizing the need for enhanced collaboration between state institutions like Nectar and NISAC. The STEM lab, developed with ITSER Pune and Curiosity Gym Mumbai, aims to provide hands-on learning for 100 schools in Shillong. The projects aim to promote sustainable agricultural practices and bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical application.
At present, this STEM lab is operational at 2 schools only in the state of Meghalaya. And you see these young boys and girls, class 5 to class 7, then class 8 to class 10, how they're demonstrating all the equipments that they have developed through the STEM lab. Class 9 students are learning coding on their own with, of course, guidance from the teachers. It's something that is path-breaking. You know, usually coding is done at the undergraduate level, but now at class 9 they're doing it on their own, and they're developing robotics, they're developing, very state-of-the-art technology over here at the school level. So this will leapfrog and will ensure that the students go to a different level altogether.
Ed Sheeran's concert at Shillong JN Stadium on February 12 is expected to draw 27,000 fans, with over 60% coming from outside Meghalaya. The state government is working with Book My Show and the district administration to ensure smooth arrangements. To protect the stadium's turf, state-of-the-art turf protectors used in Coldplay's Mumbai concert will be deployed. Book My Show officials will inspect preparations on February 6th.
To follow up on preparations being made by Book My Show, the organizers who are bringing Ed Sheeran to Shillong to perform on the 12th of February. Since it's a major event and we will be hosting one of the best-known contemporary international artists, so we wanted to ensure that all plans are in place.
In Nongstoin, 5 candidates, including 2 former MDCs, filed their nominations for the West Khasi Hills District Council elections. HSPDP candidates KP Pangyang, Srali Rashid and Abada Riti Lyngdoh Nonglan, the only female nominee, were joined by thousands of supporters. Other nominees included Cardinal Soshang from NPP Maushinrut and Bor Manding Nonglang from INC Rambrai Jerngam. The candidates shared their visions for the district's future, outlining their agendas if elected.
Jinsarut kejungi kalong kene. Baka 6 schedule. Kablalong kasti bat ikhtiar jong kari baka tribal. Ka sarkar India hanadu kapor ba mai idam don. Kala khati no ya kapor jongka. Kumta kumbai mai iju dawa badai ban pen khain bor ye ka sikjul khang ba ka jaibri kan khain bor mila sha khate bor lengba paragraph 12a te menta ka parti jongi kan yeng bat kan ya yeng kala pha ye ki jingdawa na ka sem che ka sor India badai ban amen ye ka sik schedule dei ban pen bai ye ka para 12ab.
A total of 29 candidates, including 11 from the NPP, 9 from Congress, 4 from UDP and 4 independents, filed their nominations for the District Council elections yesterday. NPP candidates supported by Jawai MLA Wailat Miki Shilla emphasized their commitment to improving the council's finances, advancing development and preserving cultural traditions. Shilla expressed confidence in winning a majority of seats.
Katongo kabat win I. Oo bongam ti bahagawan ka por wekiteki MDC kelam dengan IMM musniawo. Henry ide yoi na doa kan ika isi rap ko o snem arjat kat kende. Dejan waro ya kan mui he por warap ya kan ika isi le ka pelatang ka yang gadis konsil teman trago wutni. Kadep nei te he tu por wan no covid arsnem. Tele waro jan ya kan mui. Haga arsnem jat kan mu pi mem ka royalty la mem ka revenue. Ladong hastit, dan ada mem ga jingkan na mem ga revenue. Kaman uyuluti ya kata royalty. Henry han kat tele ke state government mem dam support in the council.
KNAM filed Iban Nongset's nomination for Mauhati constituency in the KH-ADC elections. Accompanied by party leaders and supporters, Nongset emphasized his goal to protect tribal rights and promote legislation within the KH-ADC for the welfare of indigenous people.
Ngan persyang ngamong bangala ndai kani kate kalenti kabang ngan yakun kun kristan wala ngamdan kaspa ngamdan kaphau ndai ladang adon kitaru ladang ngamdan kata kaspa mansim ne ngamatla ne ngapulut no kiskor nakabanta ka jing senjor jong ka an ha ka bedai ba ka district council.
Candidates submit nominations for district council elections highlight key issues. Independent candidate Lambor Malnyang, contesting from Nongkrim, emphasized the need to strengthen the 6th schedule. BJP's Daniela Nonglat, running from Maulai, expressed concern over the low representation of women in the district council. BJP's Kinsaibor Lingdo from Malki Latyumkra called for an anti-defection law, while Fairlock D. Ringsai from Nongtmai also filed his nomination. Congress candidate George C. Sun from Mauplang Dingyay emphasized his aim to protect land rights and traditional governance.
Mikwa banyikan tak bersya kita no, kalau ban penklan ya ki riti ki duster tiba mengikum kinong mikmat nila ya hagini ki bonteli ki senam.
Dia kata hakat ni kasihan dia. Ai lat no yang aku bilang kami bangan rong mengalapet ya ka district council keduna hakilong kami bikin long member hak district
kanong rim ka baningkong ya kalong ban penek pesa ya ka jong kerpang jong ka rip pejat pendio jongi ba kita ki kendau ki siap ki keriti dustur jongi but ka kongsan ya kalong ban dang penkup bor susho ya ki snong ki thau ya ki et ki hima ya ki dor barkur but kiwe.
And now for the weather report. First, let us take a look at the weather report in Tura. The minimum temperature was 15 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature was 28 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 30%. Moving on to Shillong, the minimum temperature was 6.2 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature was 17.2 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity is 60%. And meanwhile, in Jawai, the minimum temperature was 9 degrees Celsius and the maximum temperature was 20 degrees Celsius and the relative humidity is 63%. And the forecast in Tura and Jawai says that dry weather is likely at most places, whereas for Shillong, light to moderate rain and shallow to moderate fog is likely at isolated places. Before we wind up, here are the headlines once again. Focuses on employment, tax relief and social welfare. Congress leader slams VPP for double standards and misleading campaign claims. UDP criticizes VPP's push for Article 371 in Meghalaya. Meghalaya makes progress in fight against drug abuse, says Minister for Lingdong. And Meghalaya Chief Secretary inaugurates STEM Lab and Soil Carbon Detection Unit. That's all we have in the news for today. Do join us again tomorrow at the same time, same channel. Until then, good night.